is profitability? Is it in the room with us right now?
Nintendo, I will literally give you $70 cash money right now for red, blue, yellow, gold, silver. Cash money.
No. No.
My emotions. My emotions.
愚蠢的美国人和约翰
John Cena.
没错，先生，因为这个视频是给美国人看的，我们想说什么就说什么，字幕会换的。
This one doesn't work. And this one doesn't work. But no one is seeing your film on the big screen. But people are seeing movie theaters. They're driving past them every day to go to McDonald's. The Shamrock Shake is back. Yes! Yes! Pre-order now! This is how it feels to watch Disney Plus. Hello. Greetings. Hello to everybody. Hello to all of you. Welcome. I am so excited to be the first, maybe the first, to welcome you all to the Age of Censorship. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. The Age of Censorship is here. I am the real life fake wizard, otherwise known as the most professional streamer on the internet. I'm happy to be here with you. This is very exciting. It's a very exciting time because we're going to be talking about, well, there's a lot to talk about this week. Oh my gosh. Talk about the amount of new things that have happened in the world this week and what's upcoming, what has happened, and where we're all going. And we're going on an adventure together. I am here with you. The world, or at least this is the world on fire right now, because that's kind of how it feels with what's happening in the greater zeitgeist. The Age of Censorship is here. Well, what the heck does that mean? Well, we have been talking about this ongoing for the last couple of weeks, that there has been efforts inside governments, inside banking, inside corporations to push efforts into the world that you lose access to freedom of expression. And this is really, it's been kind of an ongoing thing. And we're going to look at, most recently, there was a very interesting statement that came from MasterCard. The credit card company MasterCard had a statement on this situation. We are going to look at that together. Also, The Guardian is starting to cover, and a couple of other news outlets are starting to cover what is going on here. We're going to read through one of those articles. That's very exciting. We're also going to talk about it. So that's the big topic for today, is really getting into this censorship discussion. And I'm very interested to hear what many of you are going to have to say about that. I will share my points. I would like to go through a lot of your comments. That's going to be really important. The second topic for today that we're going to talk about is, of course, fake portal. I have been talking about this for some time. I'm very excited. We've got a lot of news on that today. A lot of things are happening. Some of the people in chat were already finding it through the Google search engine. Well, that's fine. Let me start off by saying the thing is not officially live yet. We are very close to having we're going to invite people to test things out. I had hoped we would have been ready for it right now, but we're just not there yet, and that's fine. But we are going to talk about the whole thing just a little bit. So for the time being, before we even get there, fakeportal.com, check that out and sign up for our newsletter. The newsletter will be going out within this week. It will go out this week, and it's going to send all the instructions and how it works and what it's supposed to do. Okay, so that's really important. We're going to be sending that out. Check that out. Fake Portal, totally free for developers, free for gamers, and we're footing the bill. And you could help us out with that. You could help us out with that. There's options and instructions on the website. We'll get into that later on. Next, that's 2. What's 3? We're going to talk a little bit about Fantastic Four. I got my Fantastic Four shirt on here today. Fantastic Four. Yeah, apparently that movie's bombing, folks. Apparently the Fantastic Four is going to be a complete bomb. Yikes. Couldn't have happened to a nicer company, folks. We're going to read through an article from That Park Place going through some of that. But before we do that, I'm seeing lots of new names popping in here, and that is really cool. And we also got coming in before the stream even started, we had a pre-stream legend here. BeckFan77 becomes a YouTube member. Thank you for that. Welcome to the YouTube membership. Yes. Okay. Let me pull up some of these chats. Matthew says hello. Hello to you. Kelly says, yeah, that needs balance. Yeah, that needs balancing. I don't care. I'm the most professional streamer on the planet. Look at how interactive my background is, folks. Look at how interactive and professional we are. Look how if I move fast enough, you could see the green screen behind me. Balancing. Don't need any of that. Forgotten Soul says, hello, first time catching live. Happy to see you here. Very nice to see you here. Blazing Onager says, it is wild how much the companies were just waiting to tear off to the races, and UK gave them a reason. You know what? And we're going to get into that because that's really important. It's the situation that we are seeing, this age of censorship, crosses country lines. It crosses entertainment medium lines. It crosses political parties. It crosses all the different streams. It crosses state lines, company lines, banking lines, credit card lines, everything. There's no way that you can say this isn't somehow conveniently coordinated anymore. You just can't. You just friggin' can't. It's not a conspiracy theory to say that, it's a little convenient that all of this is happening at the same time. It's happening at the same time. Why? That's what I'm interested in, and that's what we're going to discuss a little bit further today. The Sonic Gaming God 6956 says, my first stream. Well, welcome to your first Real Life Fake Wizard stream. Remember, we are the most professional streamer on the internet. And I talk in third person sometimes. A lot of voices in here. Anyway, let's continue. Fox Dixon says, oh no, the wizard is in hell. No. This is just the crash out background, perhaps moving on now. I could change it. We can go anywhere. We can go anywhere we want, which is fun. All right, now we're in the Shire. See, we're not burning anymore. We're not burning. We're in the Shire. We're in the Peter Jackson Shire now. It's okay. But no, I think it's more fitting. We just leave the fire on for this stream because this is a pretty crazy one, folks. This is a pretty crazy story. Pretty crazy situation we're in. Retro Meister Kelly says, hell or high-end restaurant with a fire pit. Could be. Retro Meister says, sup, wizard. Sup to you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you here. Mitch Runner over on X says, evening, morning, Magister. Yes, you know what? Happy time zone. We're streaming all around the planet. We're on Rumble, Twitter, X, and YouTube right now. And we've got already over 150 people watching, which is insanely cool. That is awesome. We're just getting started, folks. We are just getting started. Okay. Luna Burrito says, Mr. Real Life Fake Wizard, I was wondering if you considered yourself, quote, anti-woke. I agree with a lot of your points, but I noticed you seem to dislike strong female and non-masculine male characters. Well, that's an interesting concept. That's an interesting point. That's kind of a gotcha question. So I don't really, of course, I don't really know the position that you're taking. I don't know if you're asking this in good faith. I don't know if you're asking this as a gotcha. So I'm just going to answer it the best way I know how, based on the question itself. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care about the people like to use anti-woke, woke. You notice if you watch my videos, I never use those words. And if I do use the words, it's mockingly, like it's a joke, right? See, if you watch my content, you'll notice I don't really talk politics. I don't take sides on left and right. I don't give a shit if you're a Republican. I don't give a shit if you're a Democrat. And regardless, wherever you are all over the world, I don't care about any of that. I don't even care if you have strong female characters, because that's the whole point. Like, you can have strong female characters, and you can actually, if you listen to me long enough, I talk a lot about strong female characters. Some of my favorite characters happen to be strong female characters who, frankly, have been destroyed. Like, frankly, the just like the strong male characters, genuinely strong female characters are also bastardized and destroyed. So I think I want to point that out too. Non-masculine male characters, I think it really depends on the situation. Sometimes you need the non-masculine male characters, but most of the time, it is used as a vehicle to humiliate male characters. So by making them non-masculine, writers, creatives, directors, storytellers, movie makers, whatever the heck it is, they use non-masculine, almost destruction of masculinity to make men inferior. There's an inferiority complex that they inject into non-masculine characters. I say all of that to try and give you more of a rounded answer. But do I consider myself anti-woke? No, I consider myself anti-corporate. I'm anti-corporate first and foremost. I think the creativity that is coming out of the corporations, whether it be the movie studios, Hollywood, the video game industry, the entertainment industry as a whole, see, that's how I cover everything. I don't consider myself anti-woke. I consider myself anti-corporate, because corporate has sucked the soul out of storytelling. They've sucked the emotional stakes out of storytelling. They've taken away. I keep going in and out of blurred. Why do I keep getting blurry? That's driving me crazy. I believe that the corporations, whether for nefarious reasons or for whether it's nefarious and they have motive, whether it's just plain stupidity, or whether they think that it's going to sell better, the bastardization of storytelling in Hollywood has rendered the culture damaged. I truly believe that the things that the corporate entertainment industry has done over the last 15 years has left us all somehow harmed, like somehow hurt. And there's a lot to really explore there, but that's my fight. I don't care about labels. Notice I don't really use them unless I use them mockingly or jokingly. Like, if you watch all of my videos, the clear thing there is I want to go back to storytelling that actually has emotional significance, and we learn something from it. We can empathize with those characters, but I also want to take a stand against corporatism. And that's what I care about. I have friends who are extremely left-leaning with their beliefs. I have friends that are extremely right-leaning with their beliefs. I don't care about any of that, because I personally believe it's the same coin. Okay, here, better off. Left politics and right politics are the two cheeks of the same asshole. That's how I view politics. So I don't care about any of that. And we're going to get into it now. This is a really great question to start the show with. Thank you for this. Left politics and right politics are the two cheeks of the same ass. That's where we are. And we can tell that this is very much true based on what's happening right now around the world with the censorship conversation. Because it's not just left-leaning politicians. It's not left-leaning ideologues. It's not right-leaning politicians. It's not right-leaning ideologues. It's all of them at the corporate level. It's all of them at the corporate level. So that's concerning. That's very concerning. So, good question. Do I consider myself anti-woke? I don't give a shit. The people can call me what they want. Some people in the comments do say that I'm woke. Some people in the comments say that I'm anti-woke. I don't subscribe to labels like that. My real fight is with the corporations. Great question. Appreciate that. Okay. Let's continue here. We got one, I think maybe one more good one. Let's see here. Idle Mage says, wasn't interested in seeing Fantastic Four. Superman was good, though. Well, I'm glad you appreciated that you like Superman. I'm still middling on it. I'm still 50-50 on it myself, but the Fantastic Four I didn't hate. I didn't hate the Fantastic Four at all. I thought it was okay. I thought it was all right. In fact, I think Superman was all right. That's the thing. I think they were both like, They're both 50-50 movies. They're both like 7 out of 10s, maybe 6.5, 7 out of 10s. And unfortunately, you've got the internet screaming that it's either the greatest superhero movie in the last decade or it's god-awful terrible. And realistically, both of these films are middle of the road 7 out of 10s. There's nothing special. They're both kind of forgettable, but they're both like mindless entertainment. That's really what you can reduce them all down to. Random Billy Bob says, yo back. Okay. I'm that near. That's a tough name. That's EJI. I'm going to call you EJI because I can't pronounce your name because I'm stupid. For an 80 says, at Ludaperino is not about being anti-female. It's about being against poorly written and boring female leads. That is absolutely correct. I absolutely agree with that. That is a piece of the puzzle. That is a piece of the conversation. I actually, furthering that point, I'm actually annoyed that the whole that analogies like this, that terms like anti-woke and woke and even racist or not racist and terms have been used to death that they've lost their actual meaning. Grifter. I talked about this in a video not too long ago. The term grifter is thrown around here on YouTube like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. I could be here sitting here saying to you, we don't take any corporate sponsors and yet people will say that we're grifting. We don't take any corporate sponsors. We don't do any affiliates. If you want to support the channel, you can, but we're not begging for super chats. I appreciate the super chats, but we're not begging for them. And we're going to do this as honestly with as much integrity as we can. And we would still get called grifting. We would still be called grifters because these words have lost their meaning. Let's just keep along the grifting trail here. If I was to be a grifter, then there has to be something disingenuous about what I am, what I'm doing, and what I talk about, right? Like that's the idea, because grifting implies swindling, which implies lying and manipulation. So if I'm telling the truth, which I am, because I don't have enough energy in me, I don't have the bandwidth to lie to you. Like, this is just me wearing a wizard outfit. This is how I talk in the real world. You know, if I was lying about this and I was performing in some way and faking it, then yeah, that would be grifting. But it's all of these terms have been, what the value behind the terms have been hijacked and pulled away. So anti-woke, woke, istophobes, that means nothing now. It all means nothing. And that's unfortunate. Strong Coffee says, bring back the Shire. Okay, I got you. We'll bring back the Shire. Mitch Runner says, in the Shire, you have to confirm your gender on the slider. That's funny. Oh, no, you guys. Oh, no. Collective Karens of Australia is in the chat, folks. If you have Dem senators, contact them. No Democrat has co-sponsored the Screen Act. Call them to make sure they don't. You'll have to be more specific of what country that is, Collective Karens of Australia, because I can assure you here. See, this is very interesting. My fight is with the credit card companies. We're going to read the article. We're going to talk about it ourselves in a little bit. We're going to get into the nittier grittier topics, right? What's important here is Collective Shout or Collective Karens of Australia. This is a not really Collective Shout, but Collective Shout is just an ideologue group. Personally, I don't care about them as much. That's not to say that they're off the hook or that we should just let them go. I'm just saying, me personally, I care about the power that the credit card companies have. because collective shout is just one hydra. It's one head of a hydra. There will be more, right? So we may not see senators, as you claim, we may not see senators backing this Screen Act, right? But many senators, many politicians, especially in the United States, have received campaign donations from Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover. And that's what I'm more concerned about. So the whole, this is where it comes down to, I don't trust the government. I don't trust the government to look out for you. Why? Because they're being financed by the companies that have businesses in a stranglehold. So is there a collective shout conversation to be had? Yes, there is. But here on this channel specifically, I want to focus, because other channels can cover it better than I can. I don't know everything about collective shout. I haven't had the time to look into it. But I care about the credit card companies. I care about the government being connected to the credit card companies. That's where I'm going to point my attention to. But I appreciate this comment here. Very good. Okay, I said one more. We got one more. This is one more here. Fox Dion says, you tell him, Wizard, all hail the real life fake wizard. Yes, thank you for that. That is very kind of you. That is very kind of you. Yes, all hail me. The most professional streamer on the internet. I am the most professional streamer on the internet. Okay, we did see coming in, Jaded Jurf 14 gifted 5 real life fake wizard memberships. Thank you for that. I appreciate that very, very, very much. That is very kind of you. Okay, and are we caught up? We are caught up. There's a lot of comments here. We're going to get to them. Okay, let's get right into today's topic. Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining us, we're well over 200 people watching now, which is incredible. Let me be the first to welcome you, my friends, to the Age of Censorship. The Age of Censorship is here. Everybody, welcome. I want to know, how are you celebrating? Are you going out to lunch with the family? Is it we're going out to Chili's today to celebrate the Age of Censorship arriving? We've talked about this for a long time. We've been talking, well, maybe not even me, but like people have been talking about this for decades now, right? That it's coming, it's on the way. And I'm here to tell you, let me be the one to ring the bell first. I'm going to ring the bell first, everybody. It's here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, what the heck does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. We've been talking about this for the last 3 weeks now. And there's been ongoing situations and ongoing stories where what we're seeing is that governments around the world, credit card companies, businesses, ideological groups, social justice groups, individual ideologues, dumbass streamers, Elon Musk. Asmongold is a dumbass streamer. Also, so am I. A lot of people have been discussing the concept of handing over freedoms in order to get some kind of perceived security from either corporations or governments. Okay? We've seen this throughout all of history. There's always an overreach. It's never good. It's never a good thing to give away your freedoms in order to receive perceived security. Okay? Now, this started a couple weeks ago. We saw, and we were just discussing, we saw a couple weeks ago, a group out of Australia called Collective Shout, which is a feminist ideological group, is petitioning credit card companies to more or less advocate on their behalf to pull down video games from places like Steam, itch.io, and GOG, and that pull these games down on the belief that because these are adult-themed legal games, because they are adult-themed games, they would be hindering or harming the brand reputation of the credit card companies. And also there's a conversation of, well, these adult-themed games need to be taken down to protect people. Okay, hang on. It didn't start a couple weeks ago. It started years ago. You're seeing some ramifications from it now, but it's been happening for a while in various places. Yes, it's been happening for for decades. Like this has been an ongoing conversation. I am talking about the collective shout situation, which popped up about 3-ish weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. It hit the radar of everybody 3 weeks ago. That's where I'm trying to get the timeline down to, so I could tell the story. There's always backseat driving. Okay, that's the timeline. We are starting. Every story has to begin somewhere. Our story begins about 3 weeks ago when everybody figured out this was going on. Since then, there have been conversations popping up all over the world of other companies doing different kinds of censorship pursuits in order to protect people. Sometimes it's to protect kids. Sometimes it's to protect brand reputation. Sometimes it's just to protect users overall, or to protect our customers, protect our clients. And so we look at something like the UK and what's happening in the UK, and we're seeing there that there's a lot of companies that are going to start enforcing ID verification in order to use parts of the internet. Yikes. Then we look to YouTube in the West, and now there are rumors in the West of YouTube. YouTube, that's right here. We're streaming on YouTube right now. That to use YouTube, there's the potential possibility that you may have to submit your driver's license or identification in order to use YouTube. Yikes. That's concerning. Then there's also other conversations happening that Grand Theft Auto 6 might include user ID verification in order to play the game. Which also indicates that if this is really going... See what I mean? It's like, why are all these things happening at the same time? Why are all these conversations on censorship for protection happening at the same time? This is concerning. And it should be concerning. And everybody should be like, hey, that's what the heck is that, man? What the heck is going on? Why is that happening? How are they getting away with it? Why is it all of these corporations associated? It goes back to the credit card companies. They are a massive part of this discussion. And that's not good. It's very not good to be giving away parts of your freedoms in whatever part of the world you're in. We're here in America. God bless America. See, for right now, we still do have the ability to discuss this, and I can still talk about this with you. If you're not in the same part of the world as me, and perhaps it is a little more difficult for you to express yourself in public or online. So that's scary. This is also something here. We talk about this censorship problem and how it's popping up in different places. I don't have a solution. I can't recommend a solution yet because I don't have one. I don't have a pointed solution. I don't think anybody does. Unfortunately, we're seeing that even people like in the streaming space, because gamers are really catching on to this first. The gamers are the ones figuring this out first because the credit card companies are coming for gaming. Because Collective Shout put a big spotlight on gaming. Okay? That's where it's happening first, so therefore the gamers are involved. But eventually this hits everybody. Eventually you need to put your ID into Netflix in order to use Netflix. Eventually you have to put your ID into Facebook in order to use Facebook. Eventually you have to put your ID into Amazon in order to make purchases on Amazon. This is scary shit. This is one step closer to being the perceived social credit score. We're just one step closer there. It's Jesus Christ. Okay. But that's not true. It's just the first time the gamers have learned about it. That's what I'm trying to say. The gamers are on it now. The gamers are on the case. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't talk. I don't know everything about the past, so I can only talk about what I know now. Because otherwise, I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I wouldn't know what I'm talking about. I only know what I know immediately now. That's all I could say. I don't care who was first. I'm saying the gamers are on it now, and we know that when the gamers are on it, there's going to be a lot of involvement with other people. It kind of spirals after the gamers. Look at Gamergate. Gamersgate 1 and 2 exploded because the gamers got involved and made a fuss. And then everybody had to pay attention because the gamers made such a fuss. It's unfortunately, gamers are more powerful in this situation than any other group, which is a crazy thing to think about, but it's actually true. Video games look at the light piercing through. That's the light is piercing through, illuminating me in this moment. This is the the God rays coming in to light me up here. It's very funny. It's very funny. We had the Gamergate situations happen. We had Anita Sarkeesian going out and trying to tell companies what to do, trying to tell the entertainment companies what to do. The gamers exploded, and then everybody started figuring out what was going on. Okay, so yeah, let the gamers go off. Let the gamers go off. Have at it. Shout out to them. Let's read this article from The Guardian. Let's read this article from The Guardian. Let me share the right page. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. I think we need a transition though. We got to do this right. We got to transition. Okay, coming to us from The Guardian, and we're gonna try and as much information as I know to correct here. We'll try and view this as open-mindedly as possible. Good God, can the Windows on my computer stop? Google Chrome, man, really sucks. Okay, so here we go. Games. See, it's in the games category. It's not in the guns category or firearms category. It's in the games category because this story this chapter in the timeline begins with gamers. Why did thousands of adult titles just disappear from the biggest PC gaming marketplaces? Well, that's a great question. That's what we've been trying to explore and figure out why that's happening. Digital distribution platforms Steam and itch.io have tightened their rules about adult content under pressure from payment processors. Why has this happened? And where will it lead? Well, it leads to more corruption is what it does. It leads to a lot more problems happening. That's what's going to happen. Less anonymity, number one. It leads to a lot less anonymity. Everything you do is going to be on the internet, and everybody's going to know about it. Or not even everybody. The corporation is going to know about it. They're going to be able to use your information against you. The government's going to be able to use your information against you. That's not good. That's not good. Not good. Very not good. In the last 2 weeks, thousands of, quote, adult-only and, quote, not safe for work games have disappeared from Steam and itch.io, two of the most prominent distribution platforms for PC video games, as they scramble to comply with stricter rules mandated by payment processors such as MasterCard, Visa, and PayPal. These rules were established after a campaign by the organization Collective Shout, which urged payment processors to stop facilitating payments to platforms hosting, quote, grape, incest, and child sexual abuse themed games. But the new rules have affected a far broader range of games, including some award-winning titles. All right, what's really we gotta establish this here because this is kind of important. When we talk about stuff like this, I don't like this stuff. I don't like games like this. I don't play games like this. I don't know people that play hyper-intensive, gratuitously violent and sexually deviant games. I don't know anybody that actually does play these games. But in this situation, the games that were pulled down from these stores were legal in the countries that they were being sold in. Steam itself, itch.io itself, these companies have very strict and very clear guidelines for what should be sold on those platforms, okay? Which means that there's a TOS there and there's countries there. There's the terms of service to sell on that store, and there's the country's laws themselves in play. But still, yeah, it was taken down. So this is a really great question. Giggles I just says incest is legal somewhere. Listen, I don't know. I don't understand. I couldn't name a single game that was taken down because I don't know them. I don't play them. That's not what I'm interested in. You know, like shit, I'm interested in playing I'm interested in playing Nintendo games. Even though I can't stand what Nintendo has done and I refuse to buy a Switch 2. It's like I want to play the family fun friendly games. The kid-friendly games. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in all of the gratuitously crazy and violent games. This is so I wouldn't even know where to begin there. However, once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny. And in this case, once you start letting companies determine what is good and bad, despite laws in place to protect individuals, to protect buyers, to protect companies, and despite the terms of service that those companies operate themselves in, which is to remain compliant with the credit card processors that they have, you're giving your right away to all video games. You're giving your right away to all types of media and entertainment. That's the problem. That's scary. And that's not good. That is not good. How did this start? On the 16th of July, Valve, the developer of... I got to go full screen. The developer of Steam updated its rules and guidelines regarding the games and software that can be distributed on the platform. The rules, which already prohibit, quote, nude or sexually explicit images of real people and, quote, adult content that isn't appropriately labeled or age-gated, were expanded to include, quote, content that may, that's a key term, may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processors, including certain kinds of adult content. Stuff like this is really important. And this is where it started. Yeah, we've all talked about this. This part is not new. This is what's been going on for the last 3 or 4 weeks. May here. You remember how I for those of you who saw the stream when it opened, I was talking about how terms have been hijacked and no longer have their meaning. You look at the term like woke, anti-woke, racism, istophobes, all the phobias, grifter, you name it. All of those terms have lost their value because they've been overused and used by people who did not understand or do not give a shit about what those words meant. So therefore, all of those terms mean nothing now. Okay? Definitions of words matter. Language is very specific. So when we look at this document and we look at, well, this article, but also the document that it's talking about, and we see something like content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processor, including certain kinds of adult content. This is broad. It's a broad term. It's a broadly defined term, which means that Steam or itch or really anybody who controls them, in this case, we found out it's the credit card companies that have them by the balls, may and certain kinds can be adapted to mean anything. It can mean anything. And that's concerning. And this is another reason why we don't want corporations getting more power on your data. This is why we don't want the government having laws put in place to intervene in this situation. I said it last week because I still don't have an answer myself. I said it the week before. I've said it on streams with other people. My fear is that it's going to come down to government intervention. That's my fear. And as where I'm at right now on this whole thing, I think it will require government intervention. Do I want that? Hell no, because government intervention invites more spooky language like this. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, let's continue. In a statement to PC Gamer on the 18th of July, Valve confirmed it was retiring several games from the Steam store due to these new rules. It did not clarify which games were being removed nor what kinds of adult content are now deemed unsuitable. A week later, itch.io issued a statement explaining it had also come under scrutiny from payment processors and as such was de-indexing, removed from search of results, all games labeled NSFW as it undertook a comprehensive audit of content to ensure we can meet the requirements of our payment processors. Unlike Valve, itch.io specifically referenced Collective Shout as the cause of the renewed scrutiny. Let's explore this a little bit. This is where things get interesting. Okay. I want everybody to understand something here. If you're a business owner, let's do a hypothetical. You at home run a business. You sell candles. Hypothetical. Okay, if you actually do have a candle business, drop it in the comments because now I want to know. There's over 300 people watching right now around the world. One of you has to run a candle business. You got to let me know. Anyway. Let's say, hypothetical, you run a candle business. Let's say that you make them yourself. You acquire all the costs, all of the items to make these candles. You pay for all the cost of goods, and you want to sell your stuff online. You want to sell your candles around the world. Well, you should be able to do that. You're running an honest business. You pay your bills on time, and you do the best you can, and you want to sell your candles online. Well, once you start going about the path of establishing a website, maybe you get a Shopify and you take pictures of your candles and you post them on the website, and you type in all the language that you need to have on there so that you could sell your candles. And then, well, wait a second, now I need a way to collect payments. So now I need a credit card processor. Well, okay, well, Shopify's got one. They can hook you up. Well, fine, we'll just do that. Part of the language in the contracts about acquiring payment processors is that you can't talk badly about them. You can't reveal information about them that's proprietary. You have to be very careful with what you do with the processors. You can't upset them. You can't anger them in any way. You can't trigger the Eye of Sauron to look at you because, and here's the scary thing, if you do upset these payment processors in any way, your social security card will be, your social security number in America will be blacklisted. Your business could be blacklisted. Your spouse could be blacklisted because they're related to you. Your business partners could also be blacklisted. So what we're talking about here is a position where Steam, which is one of the largest video game distribution points, one of the largest sales platforms for video games in the world, had its nuts grabbed forcibly by the credit card companies. And the credit card company said, you got to pull these games down or we're going to keep squeezing. And if we keep squeezing, you lose the ability to make any money at all. And oh, by the way, you signed all of the agreements to have these payment processors and to accept Visa, to accept MasterCard. Like, see, that's part of it. So we get to change how we allow you to conduct your business at any time. Anytime, because you signed the deal to work with us. And we, the credit card processors, can change our minds at any time about how we let you run your business. It's very scary. This is if you read through some of these documents, and I don't have them in front of me here, but other streamers have talked about it. I've seen the documents myself. In the agreements that you sign with processors, there's a lot of points where they specifically reference their trademark and that you cannot do anything. You cannot conduct your business in a way that makes their trademark look bad. Holy crap. This is scary shit. So this is not good. Let's continue this article. There's a lot to go through today. Oh, actually, nope, sorry. We gotta finish this talking about itch.io, right? So people have then been saying, okay, so that was the whole thing with Steam. Same thing happened with itch. Same thing happened to GOG. But if we look at something like what's happening with itch here, itch.io made a statement and they named Collective Shout as being a catalyst in making this happen. Also, itch.io pulled down all of the NSFW games, which I think was actually a show of defiance. By them not pulling down one game at a time and pulling them all down, it attracts the most attention. And that's exactly what it's done. By making the statement and naming Collective Shout, it attracts more attention. And in situations like this, we need as much attention as possible. We need more eyes on this. We need lots of eyes on this. And so before we even continue this article here, I'm going to say something that I said last night on Saturday Night Hypnosis that I think is very, very, very important. And I hope all of you are paying attention listening to this. I believe, and let me know in the chat, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you fed up with how the corporations around the world have been treating you? Are you fed up with how the governments of the world have been treating you? Are you fed up with the fact that the corporate CEOs and board of directors and sons of bitches, corporate executives all continue to get richer while things for everybody else continue to get even more and more difficult? Okay. So that's the preface. Okay. Now, usually that preface leads into some bullshit systematic explosive change or revolutionary talk. We don't even need that. The solution is clear and present because the system that we live in around the world is predicated on you at home continuing to participate in this system. And what you have to do is stop buying shit. That's it. That's the solution. You stop buying shit. All of the power that the companies have, that the governments have, is predicated on you giving them units of power. And that's your money. When you choose to stop engaging in the commerce that is making your life more difficult, you take that power back away from them. Now, this isn't to cause a big movement. This isn't to go out and get a hashtag going. This is something that every individual on this planet needs to decide to do on their own. You need to draw a line in the sand of, okay, I'm fed up. What am I going to do? They've kicked in the door. They have made the video games that I love shit. They have made the movies that I love shit. Sports is shit. Everything is shit now. Collectively, everything is kind of shit. And now they're just trying to take more and more away from me, even in just living, even just existing. You're going to have to put your credit card in to go on YouTube. No. The best thing that you can do is stop participating in the system. But there is a second thing that you can do. And this is something that I haven't said very much. This is something that I started saying last night. And this is the follow-up to that. You need to tell other people. You need to go out and tell people what's going on. You need to tell your friends. You need to read up on this stuff on your own. You need to look into what's going on. You need to use use AI and have it tell you all of the politicians who received funding from the credit card companies. All of them. And then tell your friends. And tell your friends about what the credit card companies are doing. And tell your friends about how businesses are held to the fire about about operating their business and doing it within the confines of what the credit card companies allow you to do, even if you're completely legal. I have watched it destroy businesses. Personally. I have watched businesses that I work with have their entire companies destroyed because the credit card companies have said, we don't like you anymore. With no reason. I believe, based on what we saw not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, we saw everything with Stop Killing Games. I learned something. I learned something very important with the Stop Killing Games movement. People want to make a change. People want to do things to fight back. People want to fight back. Okay, that's what Stop Killing Games told me. That's what I learned with the Stop Killing Games movement. Even if it doesn't do a damn thing, even if the Stop Killing Games movement doesn't do anything, I learned, oh my gosh, people want to fight. But no one knows how. No one knows how to fight back. So we had the Stop Killing Games movement was the first time in the last decade where we've been able to see people across left and right, up and down of every political spectrum you can imagine. Everybody on all sides said, hey, fuck that. I can help. And whether it was you lived in the country that you could sign the petition yourself, that was the first thing. So yeah, if you live in the country, you sign the petition. Awesome. But then if you didn't live in the country and you couldn't sign the petition, you were given one thing to do. Go and tell other people. Make content about it. Post about it online. Tell your friends. Have them post about it online. Why? Because your posts might be seen by people that live in that country who can then sign the document, and we're back to square one. Every single time that companies or naysayers or dipshits on the internet try to tell you that you're not enough, that's maximum fucking cope. That is maximum cope to tell you that your voice on your own is not enough. I am living proof of that. I am living proof of that. There are over 350 people watching this around the world because I, one voice, decided to start talking. And I've seen your comments. And I see how you guys reply to me, right? And I don't get everything right. I'm a dumbass. I get things wrong all the time. But I'll tell you when I get things wrong. But all it takes is one voice. And it doesn't have to be mine. It's your voice. All it takes is your voice getting involved and saying, I've had enough. I've had enough. Screw it. All right. They killed Luke Skywalker. I'm in. That's it. I got to fuck them up. I'm going to street fight these corporations. That's it. You killed Luke Skywalker. I'm in. Tap me in, folks. What's yours? What's your thing? What's your line in the sand? Obviously, I say the whole Luke Skywalker thing, that is a joke. I've existed in this world for way too long. So I see all of the evil shit that these companies do, and that's my call to action. But I'm going to ask all of you, what's yours? At what point are you willing to start talking about it? Because I'm not going to be enough. Hypnotic's not going to be enough. Smash JT is not going to be enough. Geeks and Gamers is not going to be enough. Kate is not going to be all the streamers that you might like. Everybody I just named, like, your friends or whatnot. The friends of other streamers that you watch are not going to be enough. It's up to you. So I've already spoken to my creator friends and other people, and I've said we have to point people in the right direction. We have to try to point people in a destination, in a direction to do something where they feel like they're contributing. Because that's how I feel like I'm contributing, is if I'm figuring out, well, what do we do next? And I think it really is. This situation is information is king. This situation, this problem, this catastrophe, this is dangerous. Look, guys, we talked about the Switch stuff. We've talked about, people did the Gamergate. We talk about the Star Wars. We talk about Dragon Age. This is like all the marbles. This is all the marbles. There is no Star Wars anymore. But not only is there no more Star Wars, there's no more whatever Star Wars you were going to invent. There's no more anything without being part of the upper echelon with these companies and corporations. You lose the ability to have expression. You lose the ability to create new things. You lose the ability to start new businesses. You lose the ability to support competition. That's where this all ends. That's where this all leads. So this is bigger than I didn't buy a Switch 2. This is bigger than nonsense left-right politics. This is corruption. This is capitalist corruption at its core. And the solution to that is not the explosion of the capitalist system. It's, no, the buyers just have to take back control. That's all. And how do they take back control? Stop buying. Tell other people to stop buying. And while we can, support competition. That's it. Stop buying. Tell other people to stop buying and explain why. And ask them to establish for themselves, when is enough for them? When is enough for them? What is their line in the sand? You may ask people and they may say, you know what? That's it. I'm fed up now. I'm fed up now. This is a really great comment here. Okay, hang on. Well, actually, before we even look at that comment, I'm going to go full screen for a second here. Before we even look at that, I want everybody to notice. My voice is blowing out already. My voice is already shot. We've been talking for 57 minutes. My voice is getting progressively like gravelier, and I want you all to know this is not faking my voice. My voice burns out. I don't do the voice acting thing where you gotta sip on tea. Like, no, I may have a coffee cup here, but I'm not sipping on the throat coat tea that all the actors look at. Oh, heck yeah, man. My cup's on fire. That's cool. Squirrel. I just wanted to point that out because I don't fake my voice. This is my actual voice. But there's people who are like, oh, why is the wizard faking his voice? I'm like, I'm not faking my voice. By the time I record everything and by the time I finish recording all the videos, I've done 3 takes and I've been talking for over 2 hours. So just to be clear. Okay. Comment here. Credit card companies basically own the internet. Yeah, they do. Do you know what we do? Or at least, I don't have the answer. Like I said, I don't have the greatest solution. When I do have one, I will tell you. When I do have the solution, I will tell you what I think we should do. In the meantime, what I'd like you to do, and I'm going to share the link to it in a second. I'm going to give you all the phone number. I would like for you, if you have MasterCard, we're going to call MasterCard and we're going to start complaining. Okay? That's what we're going to do. If you have Visa, you're going to call Visa and you're going to complain every day. If you have American Express, I want you to call and complain to American Express every day. If you have Discover, I want you to call and complain to Discover every day. Because right now, that's the only shot we've got. Right now, that's the only chance we have at crushing these companies. Now, let me explain a little bit more of this because I've done a little research and I've found out a little bit more. The credit card companies outsource all of their customer service. Okay. Which means that all of these phone centers, they have to pay per call. At least this is how it is with MasterCard. It could be different with the other ones. I just don't care. What you need to do is call all of them, okay? Because it's going to cost them a fortune in complaints. So if they're paying per call, if they're paying per ticket, per complaint ticket, and we all jack up those calls, it's going to cost them a fortune. And that is a form of corporate bullying. And I am here for it. Okay, yeah, I am going to share the phone. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at it because I did pull it up. And all it is the phone number for MasterCard. Now, here's the thing. Only call if you are a MasterCard user. You cannot do this if you do not have a MasterCard. Okay? If you have a MasterCard, you can call them. Do not call a company. I'm very serious about this. Do not call any company that you do not have a product of. Okay, well, apparently we get the channel yeeted for sharing the corporate contact us phone number. So go ahead, look it up yourself. Mastercard.com. Get support. You'll find it yourself. Do a Google search. There you go. We're already pushing too many buttons talking about this whole thing. So let's see. Hang on. Oh, no, I've shared it. There you go. Did you get it quick enough? Roll it back. It's the corporate website for customer support. And in this case, we all need a little bit of support. We all need a little bit of support because we're very upset with what this company is doing. I am a MasterCard holder, and I am upset. And I have every right to voice my concerns publicly about what the company that I am a customer of is practicing in. And so do you, if you have a MasterCard. Do not, I'm very serious, do not call them unless you are a MasterCard holder. It does matter. It does matter because they have to pay for all that. This is a good break. This is a good break. That's actually very good solution. I should have said that. Thank you, Kelly. Call the number on the back of your card. All right, let's cue this up. Let's cue this up correctly. What do we want to do? How do we want to do this, chat? Hello. I'm the real life fake wizard. If you are upset with how the credit card companies are intervening in the censorship of companies around the world, if you are upset with the actions taken after the goading by companies like Collective Shout, and you're upset that Visa and MasterCard are now forcing companies like Steam, HIO, and GOG to take offline products that are legal and up to terms of service with those companies. If you're upset about any of that, if you're upset about corporate censorship in the form of credit card companies doing deviously evil shit, then call the number on the back of your credit card and let them know. Call them multiple times a day. Call them in the morning. Call them at night before you go to bed. And let them know that you're upset. Be very cordial. Be very nice. Do not swear. Do not curse at the people that you speak to on the phone. Be extremely nice to them. Be very cordial. But call them multiple times a day and let them know how you feel. And let them know that you are upset with their intervening in the ability for you to purchase legal products in the country that you live in. Thank you. I wish that was scripted. It would have been a lot better. See, this is why I script things now, you know? You know? This is why I script so much shit, because because like riffing on it, I'm sometimes good, sometimes not good. Could be better. What is it? I have the best words. I have the best words. Oh yeah, here. This is really important. Cussing just makes corpo stop listening. So this is really important. When you make these calls and when you call the companies via the credit card, via the phone number on the back of your credit card, you need to know what you're talking about. You need to have specific examples. Okay, that's pretty important. You need to have specific examples about what you're calling for. And once again, because now I'm thinking about it. Now the back of my head, the squirrel in the back of my head's running. Let me be explicitly clear. Hey, YouTube moderator who is watching the stream and potentially takes it down or nukes my channel. I want to be explicitly clear. I am a Visa card holder. I am a MasterCard holder. I'm an American Express card holder. I'm also a Discover card holder. I have a lot of credit cards. And I am upset with the products being put out by these companies that I am a customer of. And I am explaining to the internet and my viewers how to handle or how to complain if they are upset like I am. That's all. Also, thank you for your consideration. Let's get back to that article. If this is what takes us down, chat, if we get nuked from this, it's a pretty good way to go out. I don't know. That's a pretty fire way to go out. We need we need some kind of thing there. There was a question here I did want to get to that I thought was a pretty good break. Warhammer 347. Hey, Wizard, do you think you'll still be on YouTube in 4 years? I think that's how long it will take me to make the game I'm planning. Would you like to play it? I have the intention of playing a lot of games in the coming weeks. You know, we talk about, you know what, let's just transition over. So let's be nice. Let's be nice. So this is a great question. I really like this question. Do I think I'll still be on YouTube in 4 years? I don't know. I don't know. I will say this. I know that my time here is limited. So my goal is to enjoy as much of my time here as possible, because it is only a matter of time before I am nuked from orbit for talking badly about our corporate masters. That is going to happen. It is absolutely going to happen. I just don't know when it will be. Okay, so I'm very considerate of that. It's not going to be like, oh, I quit, you guys, goodbye. Like maybe there's dead spaces where I don't post, right? Or like there's things that we were just busy and things go away. But no. I know I'll be banned one day. I know that I will be banned one day. And would I like to play your game? I would love to play your game. I actually, even right now, we're gearing up with the whole fake portal launch. We'll talk about, maybe we should just talk about that. That'll be a little fun. Little good pivot, and then we'll get back into the censorship thing. So, oh my God, it's the beard tickles my nose, and it's ridiculous. As far as playing new games, firstly, we have a massive list of all the indie games that you guys have told us in the Discord that we should be playing and that we should check out and that we should feature on the fake portal. Right? We've done a lot to try and get all that put together. And my intention is to start playing these games on stream to some capacity, some way, somehow. And actually, I have this really fun idea of playing games with the developers. I want to do that. I don't want it to just be me. I'm an idiot. You guys know how terrible I am with video games. Like, I love playing games, but I'm not good at them by any means. So I want to play the games and showcase playing them as somebody who's not great at playing games, and I want to play them with the devs. So we're going to work really hard to make that happen, and that's going to be part of Fake Portal. It's going to be content we put on there. And whether it's me or I know there's some other content creators that we're going to deal into this situation. I think with this project, that will be it'll be really fun to have them involved too. So it's not just me playing the games. You know, there's a couple of content creators that I've already spoken to that are going to participate in this, which would be really, really fun. But gives us the chance to highlight new games, showcase them, and play them, and let all of you get to see it, which I think is necessary for something like this. Good question. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Is there any other comments here that I need to pull up that I missed? Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. Melody Danceoff says, same. I love playing games, but I'm terrible. You guys have not seen me try to drive cars in video games yet. I am dreadful. I am dreadfully terrible. Not good. Not good at all. Go ahead. Nuke me. What are you afraid of? I'm just a man. A real life fake wizard to the corporation. That's it, though, man. I just, how cool would that be? You know, how cool would it be to get totally nuked? And it's like, well, why were you nuked? It's because you talked poorly about corporations. That's just going to bring more attention to what you were talking about. That's just going to evangelize more people. And I don't think that Twitter X is going to nuke me. And I don't think that Rumble is going to nuke me. But YouTube certainly would, because YouTube plays ball with all of these dummies. YouTube plays ball with all these bad guys. So, yeah, I would get nuked from YouTube. But it's all one day at a time. Let's see. There was one more thing here I wanted to pull up. This is a good question. And we're going to showcase Fake Portal in a second. Real Life Fake Wizard, is there a way to add to Fake Portal? Haven't actually seen what's on there yet, but if someone knows of any that aren't in yet, can a user submit one? Yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Okay, so let's talk about the Fake Portal. Let's transition. We're going to do a transition. Fake Portal. www.fakeportal.com. Fake Wizard. Fake Portal. We've been talking about it for some time. I'm really excited about it. Where we're at right now is that by the end of today, I'm going to make an announcement on the Discord server, the Wizard Sanctuary Discord server. I invite you to join that. That's very important that we get people to join over there, because we're using that as kind of an access hub to test new things, and I can get immediate feedback from people on the Fake Portal. By the end of today, I'm going to make a statement on there as far as what our timeline looks like. Now, our timeline has changed just a little bit on the point of us being ready to go and that we're live. We're a little bit behind. And mostly that's just because there's not enough hours in a day. And we've been working on this like ridiculously hard, trying to get everything operational and done. We are getting there. We are almost there. There is not a ton of games listed yet. And there will be a form on the homepage for you to submit a game that you want to see listed on Fake Portal. We want to hear from you. If you're a developer, there's a specific page for you to submit your games. It may not be public there yet. In fact, there's not a lot that's publicly there yet, but it will be soon. But yes, we want to hear directly from you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to pull up some of the pages, because I want you to take. This is the first time we're going to be revealing the part of the directory and what it actually looks like in real time. Now, again, I need to preface this by saying there are 1,000 things that are still being added to this. There are 1,000 things that are still in the process of coming to this process, to this project. We are on our way. We are working ridiculously hard on it. We're spending all hours of the day trying to get this thing operational as quickly as we possibly can. I expect there's going to be broken links. I expect there's going to be broken buttons. There's going to be broken things. Here's the fun part. We're not selling this. This is free. And you guys get to watch us do this in real time. And like you get to participate in it. You get to be a part of it. So I think that's more fun than anything. There's going to be a time in the coming few days where I'm going to say to you, hey, hey, Discord users, I need your help tracking down the developers on some of these companies. Hey, Discord users, I need your help. Can you investigate some of these games and make sure that the information we're sharing is correct? Hey, Discord users, can you track down, do these games have DRMs? If they do, can you let us know? And that is pretty fun. So let's go ahead and showcase. Let's take a look at Fake Portal. Okay. Where is it? Window. I want this window here. Boom. And I have to share. I have to switch my screen. Okay. So this is the first time we're unveiling the Fake Portal homepage as far as it looks right now. There are a billion things that still need to be added to this, but this is just what we're working with at the current time. We've got a lot of options here, and I also want to say a lot of this has been helpfully curated by you guys. Like this is if you're not a part of the Wizard Sanctuary Discord, please join it. wizardsanctuary.com. All of the categories you could think of, it updates in real time. Categories, we've got game mechanics. More of these will be added as we finish speccing out all of the games. Genres, again, more of these to come. Art styles, we've got a bunch of art styles in here. Accessibility, what accessibility options do these games have? Some of them consider themselves challenging. Like there are a few games here that they specifically say that they are challenging. Then we've got language support. What language, how many languages do these games offer? Actually, they all have English. Developer team size. How many developers worked on each game? Got to clear it out. How many of them had small teams? Well, all of them have small teams. All of them here do. Epic Game Store. Oh, I got to refresh it. How many are on the Epic Game Store? There should be one. Yeah, just one of them will be on Epic Games. But you could search by platforms. Availability. And then this one's really important. Monetization and restrictions. Guys, we have a lot of options for monetization and restrictions. And we want to know from you when companies get out of line and they share things or they put things in the games that they kind of shouldn't. We want to know about that because I want there to be a list here of games that have DRMs. I want there to be a list here of games that have anti-cheats built in. Right? So that's like super important stuff. And then, of course, you could change it by the name and reverse it. Now it's correct. Now it's going in alphabetical order. This is the homepage. This is what the homepage is going to be. It's going to have this directory, but I also want to point out that there are a ton of other categories that are going to be added here. And not even just categories here that are searchable. I mean actual categories for you to engage in other pieces of content here on the site. There is a ton of stuff coming. Okay. 8 of 4 says you should not be shy to monetize the Fake Portal or maybe open a Patreon or something. People would sure have no problem with it. So let me say this because this is really important. We've done a lot of research. It's not important that Fake Portal is monetized. It's expensive. And we're going to pay for it. We are paying for it. We're self-funding this project. And if you want to help us out with that, you can. There's specific ways for you to do that. But let me ask you something. As far as the internet is concerned, as far as YouTube is concerned, as far as content creators who try to do things that come into the being with altruism and optimism, right? How often do those things fall apart because you find out that the person involved was like a bad guy? Unfortunately, it happens all the time. So with Fake Portal, I wanted to be very clear, and myself and my business partner, we wanted to be very clear that this is not going to make money. This is not intended to make money. It is a privately held, and Fake Portal is privately held to protect you, to protect me, and my associate, but it's also there to protect developers. If no money touches hands in the process of this, it remains safe and protected and secure for everybody. And that's the intent. So how can you support it? Well, then that's the very easy thing to do. Let's take a look at one of the pages, because we're going to have the option on the pages. So this is Mythrealm, which comes to us from Delta Video Games. Now, I've had lots of conversations with the developers here that are building this game. They are really sweet people, good people, supporters of the channel. Like, they found me, which was cool. They found us first, which is awesome. And funny enough, we actually designed the site around, like, we built it around Mythrealm. So I've been staring at these photos for quite a long time. Also, this is what the pages are going to look like on desktop. So, and as you scroll down, you got all the different options here, gameplay trailer, if there is one, and then all of the important details of this game. And all of these will be searchable at some point soon. Accessibility, playtime, monetization, no microtransactions, language, English. There's a click-through button that takes you to, you could wish list this game on Steam. Maybe you could buy it directly on Steam if it's accessible. Then we have here updates from the devs. This is really important. We're going to have specific points, and this is all still in active development here, where developers can write notes to you, Fake Portal users, like whenever they want. They can update this at any time. So this is directly from them, which I think is cool. All these buttons are clickable. Brings us to different points on the listing. Then if we scroll down, we're going to see here, it's going to be the banner and then request game update. This is for you guys. This is where you guys come in. Spotted an inaccuracy, outdated detail, or something missing in this game's entry, let us know. Complete the form and we'll update it. This is going to be open to you guys. This is a form fill here that lets you tell us, what are we missing? Hey, did you catch something that we need to know about? Did one of these games add some kind of DRM nonsense? Did one of these games have something like a kernel anti-cheat or some nonsense? Let us know what that is. So that's going to be right here. That's going to be for logged in users. Then we scroll down here. We're going to have a whole running list. Every time there's new games, this is going to update on every single page. It's also going to be on the home page as well. And then that leads to this. How to support Fake Portal. This is not required by any means. This is if you feel like you want to support us in what we're doing. Okay. And this is some special stuff that we're doing now. We made these packages, these really cool packages, just to tag along with the launch here, where you get a lot of cool stuff. So for those of you who do not know, I also own a matcha company. It's called RW Golden. We sell organic matcha. It's a completely separate company. It's a completely separate company. It's not even attached to YouTube here. And myself and my business partner are the sole owners of both entities. And so we looked it up and we realized that we can keep Fake Portal completely free of all commerce. And we can legally do that because we're the sole owners of both companies and we're disclosing this information. So it's publicly on there. There's a full disclosure page that explains this. There's no grift happening here. If you want to support us, here's the way to do it, but you don't have to do it. It's completely free. So we sell matcha, right? That's our company, RW Golden. And specifically, when you buy anything that is connected with the Wizards brand, right? So all of the Wizards Brew products, we are going to be taking parts of that money and funding Fake Portal with it. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And that's how that we've discovered that is the best way to keep this clean, responsible, legal, and nobody, there are no bad actors in this. Now, there are some questions here that I do want to answer. May I ask how many companies you own? Because I'm curious. 4 right now? 4 at the time, for the time being. Yes, it's the caffeine kick without the jitters. Do you deliver to Europe? Yes, we do. I think we're getting more of it. We need to revise that and make sure it's operational. Like I said, we're not fully active yet. We're not fully active yet. So yes, we do. Nexus Nocturne says, this is awesome to see. Thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you. But yeah, so I kind of want to talk about these because I'm really excited about these bundles because like we put a lot of time into making these happen. So first is just the Wizard's Brew. This is just our 50-gram tin of matcha, which I've shown off in many streams before. And you see it in the ads that I run here. Fake Portal supporter box. Okay. So this is 100 grams of matcha. So it's a bigger bag of matcha. And it'll last you a little while longer, or really not so much because this is for real, you guys. Like, guys, we went to the Southeast Game Exchange a couple of weeks ago, and my business partner came up with this recipe, because we were demoing matcha. We were showing everybody the matcha. My business partner came up with this recipe of like making this matcha latte, which is so good. You're going to want it multiple times a day. Like, I freaking love it. And that's, I wouldn't say it if I didn't fully believe it, but like, it's really damn good. Like, it's kind of sweet. It's awesome. And it's like 3 ingredients. It's 4 ingredients if you include water. So you may get a big bag and you may go through it quickly. That's just may happen. Okay. Yeah. So Fake Portal supporter, that gets you the 100-gram bag. It also gets you the Fake Portal supporter t-shirt. So we're having special t-shirts made for this. And it gets you how to make matcha recipe course. So something we learned by talking with a lot of people here on the internet is most people don't know how to make matcha. Most coffee shops have no idea how to properly make matcha. You could go to a local coffee shop and get matcha and it'll be disgusting. It'll be gross. And the reason for that is they're actually heating it up too much. They're actually cooking the crap out of it. So we're going to teach you how to do it. So we're throwing in our digital course on there on how to properly make matcha. So that's pretty cool. And then, well, what's in the other one? Then we have the Fake Portal Founder box, which is going to be 250 grams of matcha. So it's the much bigger bag. So you're getting a lot of matcha in there. It's a big bag. But you're also going to get the Fake Portal Founder t-shirt. You're going to get the Fake Portal Founder certificate. So this is something that we thought was really cool because I like this stuff myself. I love getting some kind of a certificate that is numbered and it's important and it's kind of a collectible. And this is kind of special from us that we're like, you know what? Let's put together these like supporter boxes that have these proper certificates in them for people that actually supported us in the earliest days. So that's what this is. And so you're going to get a bunch of that. There's going to be, it's the first 100 of these are going to have these certificates in them that say, thank you for being a supporter. It also, we have other stuff down the line for people that are a part of this too, which is pretty exciting. It also, we send you the golden spoon with it and the how to make matcha recipe course. So yes, how do you support us? This is the best way. This is going to be on the site. We are going to have international shipping. If you do not see it, if you were clicking on it now and you didn't see international shipping, it is coming. I promise we will have that operational soon. The actual website itself is not officially live, though many of these pages are visible. Like, you can see a lot of these pages if you go looking for them. We are going to be making an official statement tonight on Discord. So join the Discord server, wizardsanctuary.com, because that's where we're going to send out the actual invitations. And then a couple days later this week, we're going to send out the proper full newsletter that everybody has opted into. Okay. The reason that we're doing this kind of staggered like this is because we think it's very important to be able to test these things and make sure that they're working at 100% before we notify everybody. And the reason that we care so much about that is because, my friends, there are people all around the world that are already joining this thing, like opting in for our newsletters and engaging with all of our content. And yeah, we see where people are like, we have the Google Analytics thing. And for those of you who don't know what Google Analytics does, Google Analytics shows you not the person, but it shows you like a list of locations all around the world where your people are coming from. This is all over the world. We're all over the world already Fake Portal is already international all over the world in countries that, like obscure countries that my American brain wouldn't have considered would be interested in something like this. So I'm like, holy shit, we've got a lot riding on this. This is going to be big. This is going to be massive. So we're going to be as serious as possible, and we're going to treat it as seriously as possible. And I want to make sure that we are delivering the best possible experience for gamers and developers to make sure that you're actually getting something for your time. I want you to make sure you get something for your time. It's really it's a passion project, yes, but it's also we think this is like kind of the most important thing right now. This is how we fight back. So this has to be good. And to do that, we're going to need your help. We're going to need your feedback. We're going to need you to when things are broken, tell us so that we can fix them. We're literally building this out, spending hours and hours and hours and hours a day just trying to get this operational, and there will be mistakes along the way. We are a small team, and we're also showing this to you in real time. We're not going to take years in development, going back and forth. We're going to do it together in real time because that brings immediate value today, right now. Because the need for this is right here, right now. So yes, Fake Portal coming extremely soon to a browser near you. Mobile version is coming too. It's not optimized at all for mobile yet, and there's a lot more games. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of games here. There is a ton of games. There is a ton of games, you guys. You guys sent in over 800, so we have to go through all 800 one at a time and segment them out. So it's pretty exciting. But anyway, Fake Portal. WizardSanctuary.com. Join the Discord. If you want to support us, the best way that you can is going to be by visiting on the pages themselves. And if you scroll down far enough, you're going to see that there's a support Fake Portal option here. These will change over time. We're going to have different things, like different packages, different options that we're kind of excited about. We want it to be special. And all of this goes through rwgolden.com to keep. There is no money that goes through this website. And you don't have to buy a damn thing if you don't want to. So integrity is really important to us here. Integrity is really like just talking with people. We've gone to these conventions and Southeast Game Exchange and GalaxyCon, and it's a lot of content creators try to do rug pull nonsense. They or they'll sell out their audience for something. It's extremely important to me that the people that we work with, we're transparent with. We're going to be transparent with all of you guys. We specifically have, and this is important. We've already had these documents written up that any time, and here I'm going to tell you this now because this is really important. Anytime you see any kind of key giveaway, for instance, if we have developers who want to do giveaways of keys, of game keys, like we're going to have them sign a kind of a release form, a mutual release form that there is no money being exchanged here, just to protect everybody. That's so that is so important to us. And I want to make sure you guys know just how important it is too. So anyway, all right, that's a lot of fun. FakePortal.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Newsletter's going out this week. Massive improvements versus where we were a week ago. We are so excited about this. Yeah, you click wish list out. Everything is connected, and it all goes back and forth. We want to get you to all the store pages so you could just get right into playing these games. Get right into installing the games when they come out. A lot of stuff coming. There's a crowdfunding feature coming that's going to have just crowdfunded games. There's a coming soon list of just the coming soon games. There's new releases for games that just came out. We still have to split everything off by release date, release year, when things are coming out soon. There's a whole section for exclusive content that we're building on. More stuff to come. I want to thank you all for your support. We're very excited about this. This is massive. This is massive. All right. I am going to play the applause sound effect for myself because I deserve it. Because I'm the most professional streamer on the internet. Okay. Howdy, I've been listening to this stream in the background for a while now, and I just want to say that from what you've shown, there are already games I'm interested in. Thank you, Fake Wizard. That is so awesome to hear. Thank you for that, because I really want we've gotten a lot of game submissions, and going through them to make sure that they're all not only good games, but we also want to make sure that they're not like superstar games. Like, as we're going through Steam, a lot of the games that have been recommended to us, lots of them have over like 5,000 reviews already. So we're trying to find obscure games that don't have 5,000 reviews, and maybe they're on Xbox and Steam and everything. Maybe they're on Nintendo Switch and like they're on all the platforms. Well, that's fine. If there's not a lot of reviews there, but we know it's a good game, we're going to recommend those first, and then we'll showcase the games that are a little bit larger in scale and have more reviews to them. But our priority right now is to find specific games that are a little bit more obscure and need a little more love. And a lot of the ones that aren't coming out yet, that aren't fully out yet, I think this is a good chance for us to show new games that are on the way. So, all right, that's awesome. Let's finish out this article from The Guardian talking about the collective shout thing. Jeez, my brain is just fried there for a second. All right, hang on. I gotta get another drink. I'll be right back. I gotta play a quick ad. Yeah, I gotta play a quick ad. This is of course the matcha ad for the company. Be right back.
America's got an inflammation problem. Did you know that 35% of all United States Americans suffer from chronic inflammation? And that's normally connected to their poor diet or lack of exercise. We have found that a really good solution to combating this chronic inflammation comes in the form of matcha. Yeah, matcha, the green tea. Matcha is considered to have some of the highest concentrations of antioxidants, which means it naturally will help your body fight inflammation. With just 2 grams of matcha each day, people have reported a decrease in inflammation, a decrease in free radicals, which are known to cause cancer, and an increase in relaxed focus. I would love some relaxed focus. In my line of work, I have to deal with Steve, and Steve is like the opposite of an antioxidant. The science here is based on over 1,000 years of trial and error, allowing R.W. Golden and myself, as a part of the company, to deliver you the highest quality, USDA-certified, organic, ceremonial-grade matcha available on the market. But I want you to see the benefits hands-on. Go to rwmatcha.com/wizard right now to save 10% on your order of a 50-gram tin. Thank you.
I thought this was great. With Geico, you can save 50% or more on your car insurance. Yeah! Bro, I tried buying the matcha, but it won't ship to my location. We're going to work on that. We got to work on that today. That will be resolved by Eastern time tonight. That will be resolved. We got to work on that. Wizard should make a game with his character in it and evil corporate as the bad guys. See, that's the thing. There's people that are already doing that better than I can. There's people that can totally do that better than me. But I would love to do that. I would love to be like to do a game like that. That would be cool. All right, let's get back into this. So we're resuming where we left off for that little break. We're going to continue talking about collective shout and the censorship problem. There is going to be hold on. I just checked on Steam. There is no view counter on Steam. How did he find the views on games? No, not reviews, not views. Reviews, not views. We're looking at the reviews on Steam, just to be clear. Okay. What is Collective Shout? Collective Shout is an Australian organization that describes itself as, quote, a grassroots campaigns movement against the objectification of women and the sexualization of girls. In April, it successfully petitioned to have the game No Mercy, which featured depictions of incest, blackmail, and unavoidable non-consensual sex. Yeah, see, this game was going to be taken down on its own anyway, you guys. This was that game, that No Mercy game in particular, that was not going to last very long because it was extremely gratuitous. Okay. It was extremely gross. I'm just going to say gross. That is a gross game. I am disgusted by it. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it did cross the lines of TOS. It was only a matter of time. For them to say that they collected a trophy by taking that game down, that is ridiculously disingenuous. Yeah, gross sounds like the correct word. Yeah, I can't be kind to all these games. I don't like them myself. I think most of the game, like, let's be clear, most of the games that have been delisted, I find disgusting personally. But just because I find them disgusting doesn't mean that I want more government intervention or more corporate control to make me feel less disgusted. Me being disgusted is my problem. Just like me being offended is also my problem. If you're offended about something, that's your problem. But the government and the corporations use that to seize control on things and seize more control over you, which is bullshit. Okay. Yeah, this is entirely disingenuous. After this, the group published an open letter to payment processors claiming to have, quote, discovered hundreds of other games featuring rape, incest, and child SA on both Steam and itch.io, and requesting payment processors, quote, demonstrate corporate social responsibility and immediately cease processing payments on it. Get the actual fuck out of here. No way. I hadn't even read that part myself, but just reading it in real time with you pisses me off. That pisses me off to no end. Who in the actual fuck do you think you are that you can just, it's the same thing with the processors. Who do you think you are that you could just say, I don't like what they're doing, ban them? Who the fuck do you think you are that you have the right to do that? Get the fuck out of here. The corporations shouldn't have the ability to do that, and neither should you, Karen. That's ridiculous. Hail Hypnotic. Corporate, payment processors need to demonstrate corporate social responsibility and immediately cease processing payments on Steam and itch.io. I didn't realize that they tried to, now I feel stupid. I didn't realize that they tried to deplatform the entire company with that statement. That's nuts. After Steam altered its rules, Collective Shout claimed claimed credit for the change, stating that more than 1,000 of its supporters had called or emailed payment processors to demand they, quote, stop facilitating payments and profiting from these games. Yeah. See, that's the problem. You just think of the optics here. I gotta zoom in so you can see my face a little better. Think of the optics. No Mercy was the catalyst here. No Mercy comes out. No Mercy is ridiculously, gratuitously disgusting. And it is, I believe, rightfully taken down because it was gross. Okay. But also, I as far as I could be incorrect, and I'll that's fine if I am. I believe that game went against the Steam TOS. If it did, then it was only a matter of time before it got taken down anyway. And if it got taken down within the confines of the original TOS, which I believe it would have been, and I don't have any information telling me otherwise, then that means it had nothing to do with Collective Shout that game was taken down. And yet, Collective Shout is holding that up as a trophy, as if they were the ones that got it completely deplatformed. Okay. Hypno says it wasn't against Steam TOS. The developer took the game down, not Steam. That's even worse. That's even worse. So the whole story is here. This disgusting game comes out. The developer takes it down on their own. And Collective Shout holds up the scalp trophy as if they were the ones that did it. And they're like, look at what we did. And so by that game existing, if you just look at the domino effects of this, by No Mercy existing, going up and coming down on its own choice, on its own merits, then that was the domino effect for this company to then say, we collected the scalp, we canceled them, we did it, and gave them more power. And now we all know their names. As the politicians say, never waste a good opportunity, or never waste a good tragedy, is what the politicians say. Okay. Bring me back up, Scotty. 1,000 of its supporters had called or emailed payment processors to demand, hey, guys, that's massive right there. That's massive. If Collective Shout is claiming that they're sending thousands of their supporters, also that's a thousand of their supporters, right? So if they have 1,000, there's 350 of you watching this right now, or there's over 350 of you watching this on all platforms. We've got almost 1,000 people right here hanging out on the Wizard channel. Call your credit card processor and tell them how you feel. Be nice, be cordial, be respectful. Assume that the person on the other end has no idea what you're calling about. And just be nice and explain the situation to them. If you need to rehearse it ahead of time, rehearse it ahead of time. If you need to script out how you're going to approach this phone call, do that. If you are someone who has social anxiety and you do not like talking to people on the phone, script out what you're going to say. It's very important, and it'll help. If it only took 1,000 of them to make all of this happen, imagine what happens when we hit them with 10,000 of us. Imagine what happens when we hit them with 25,000 of us. Because I'll say, there is more of us than there are of these Karens. It's just arithmetic. The only thing that I can tell you to do is call. That's it. If you hold those credit cards. Okay, why payment processors? Like many online retailers, Steam and itch.io rely on payment processors to enable users to make purchases on their platforms. As such, these companies hold considerable power and can influence what products, regardless of their legality, are bought, sold, or published. In recent years, payment processors have become increasingly strict about transactions relating to adult content. Okay, in 2021, the subscription-based video platforms OnlyFans, widely used by adult content creators, announced it would ban adult material from the site after pressure from payment processors, though this plan was subsequently abandoned. Yeah, because it makes a shitload of money. Because it makes a ton of money. Later that year, MasterCard imposed a new policy regulating adult content sellers, one criticized by the American Civil Liberties Union as being restrictive to free speech and potentially harmful to sex workers, and an example of what is known as financial censorship. Well, that's kind of what we're experiencing here, is a form of financial censorship. Yeah, the Sonic game got to Madam Savvy's recent video revealed that and other damning info. Yeah, Savvy's the one that's on top of this. Savvy's the one on top of this stuff, which has been which is very good. See, you know what? And that's kind of where that's a really important point, right? If you look at somebody like Savvy, Madam Savvy, you may like her, you may not like her. You may look at somebody like me. You might like me, you might not. I am very abrasive. A lot of people don't like me. A lot of people do. Same thing with Savvy. Same thing with everybody else, right? So when it comes to something like this, I kind of want to say what Savvy does, whether you like her or don't, is incredible work. And it's necessary. And what Hypno does, covering this every day, is incredible work. Articulating it in a way and following the information that needs to be followed. What everybody is doing that is covering this is incredible work. And the point I'm getting to here is there is work that you can do too. There is actually a little voice of each of us that needs to be heard on this one. This isn't as simple as don't buy a Switch 2, right? Or buy a Switch 2. I don't give a crap. This isn't as simple as just fighting Nintendo's corporate creed. This is the big one. This is the Elden Ring final boss. This is a Dark Souls boss we're going up against here. And it's for all the marbles. And PvP is not only enabled, but it's a big problem. Okay? So we're fighting the final boss in a world where there's PvP. And but also there's co-op. And we're all playing. If you're watching this, there's a good chance we're all playing co-op together. And that means each of us has something that we can do for this, right? I don't know what it is. Maybe for you, it's just phone. It's just calling MasterCard if you're a MasterCard holder and letting them know how you feel about this. Or maybe it's telling your friends about it. Or maybe it's leaving comments on somebody else's videos. Or heck, maybe it's making videos on your own, right? So what Savvy's doing is necessary whether you like her or not. Everybody else that's involved in this, whether you like them or not, it's necessary to be a part of this, okay? I don't know why I pointed it out as like people don't like Savvy. I like Savvy quite a bit. I just kind of thought that would be a good point to charge everybody else, to charge all of you guys to like do something. So I don't know, that's where my brain went. Hypno says they pushed for the cancel campaign against the game. That's why they took credit. They got it successfully taken down from 2 other places. And eventually the developer said, I can't fight the world. Okay. Still, if they took it down, if there is even if there's one example of them taking it down on their own, then that means they're taking credit for it. That's still not a justified victory. So like that's still not a complete victory, and that's the point that I'm going to go on. It's just they're still taking credit for something that they didn't do. If Steam intervened or wherever it was that was taken down and they did it on their own, fine. But yeah, see, there's a lot there that I didn't follow because I found the game disgusting, so I didn't follow it. We got Matthew for a 5 says, I've tried the matcha on RW Golden and it was delicious, so I thought I might be a little generous in tipping. Appreciate the website idea as well, so thanks. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for that. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thank you for that. And I missed this. Hypnotic becomes a YouTube member. Thank you, Hypnotic. And welcome to the membership. Welcome to the membership. Did I miss this? Did I get this? Jaded Juror gifted 5 Real Life Fake Wizard memberships? I think I did get this, but we're going to cheer one more time because I don't have a crystal clear memory. I'm a little stupid. Oh, I'm the most professional streamer on the internet, folks. Most professional streamer. I got a tangent for a second. You guys know that the whole most professional streamer thing is because I'm a moron, right? Because I'm like terrible at this. Like I'm terrible at this. Like it's, when I started doing content, I got a tangent because this is a fun story. When I started doing content, you guys, it was in like 2020 and people were like super obsessed with like, how do you become like the most famous streamer? Well, you need to have like the most expensive tech. You need to have the most expensive layout. So you need to have all the buttons. You need to have the stream decks. You need to have this. You need to have that. You got to be on top of everything. And you would watch courses, right? Like content creators were selling courses on how to be a better content creator, or really how to be a better streamer. So streamers were selling courses on how to be a better streamer. Like Ninja put out a masterclass on like how to be a better streamer. And all of them said the same thing. It's like, you need to focus on your entertainment value. Your entertainment value. Your stream needs to be great. Okay, it needs to be interactive. You need to engage with the chat constantly. You need to be on top of everything, and you need to be at all times entertaining. And I'm just a moron with buttons. I'm a fake wizard, and I also happen to be the most professional streamer on the planet. So just to be clear on that. Mutant Banhammer says, got a new subscriber, Wizard. Yes! Welcome. Happy to see you here. Love that. Hey, enjoy the videos. I put a lot of time. I am an idiot streamer, but I have a lot of fun doing videos. The videos are good. All right, let's do this. Let's finish this up. I think we're almost done with this article. Which games have been affected? It isn't clear how many games have been retired from Steam due to the new rules, but multiple games that depict incest fantasies have been removed. itch.io, as mentioned, has de-indexed most games labeled NSFW according to the games industry newsletter GameFile. More than 20,000 games have been removed from itch.io's NSFW category since July 16th. Remember what I said about this? I believe that this was a show of this was a show of defiance. This was a show to make as many people aware of the situation as possible. Instead of thinking that things were going to get better, I really respect what itch.io did here, assuming I understand that their tactics. I'm assuming, I'm hoping that I'm correct in this, and I could very well be wrong. But I believe that they did this as a show of defiance and to let you all know immediately something wrong is going on. Okay? I hope that that's what it is. If it's not, that sucks. Wrong button. But these include games that explore queer identity and sexuality, such as Radiator 2 by Robert Yang, a former teacher at NYU's Game Center. Update. Itch has released an addendum on its website stating that it is working to clarify new payment processing policies and is seeking alternate payment partners for adult-rated games. That's interesting. You know, that's kind of where we're heading, right? Like, that's kind of, what are you going to need to do? Use Bitcoin to buy these games? Are these companies, is itch.io and Steam genuinely going to like install crypto processing on their websites? Most of the crypto processing is hard to get here in the States. Like, you can't get crypto processors here or in America. You can't get them easily. I know. I've tried to go through the process with my clients. It is mostly illegal here in America. So I have no idea what this actually means of alternate payment partners for adult-related games. Diners Club card is going to be that you can only buy queer titles that are NSFW or games that explore sexuality if you've got the Diners Club card. You know, shit, even Costco is a Visa. The Costco membership card is a Visa card. Everything is Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. So what does this actually mean? We're just going to have to wait and see. How has the games industry responded? Many developers have decried the power that payment processors wield over what games are bought and sold, and how that power can be exerted indirectly by campaign groups such as Collective Shout. In a Blue Sky post, Yang described Collective Shout and payment processors as a, quote, waging culture war against LGBTQ people and sexual expression. Yes! This is what I mean, man. Where are you people? Where are you people to talk about that? Son of a gun. You're absolutely correct. And here's where we're seeing this is not a left versus right. This is not a political thing anymore. Now it's a corruption thing. And corruption affects everybody. And now we're seeing that, hey, it's not Collective Shout that you need to go after alone. It's the credit card companies that are the problem. Where is everyone else? Remember a few minutes ago, I was doing that whole analogy of we're playing a video game and this is an Elden Ring final boss. This is a Dark Souls boss and PvP is on. Well, this is who I mean with PvP. Where is the opponents getting involved in this? Where is everybody that says Entertainment is incredible now. Where are they on this? Why aren't they advocating for this? Or advocating against this, rather? Okay, so I like seeing this. I like this from Yang here. I don't remember his first name. I mean, no disrespect. But what he's saying is correct. Waging culture war against LGBTQ people. Damn it, wrong button. Against LGBTQ people and sexual expression. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's a big part of it. While Consume These developers told Wired that it is, quote, completely unacceptable that payment processors are conducting censorship by fiat and systematically locking adult content creators out of platforms, especially when the content they're making is legal. If it's legal in the country that it is being sold in, and it is up to terms with the terms of service, then this should not be an issue. This is ridiculous. Absolute ridiculousness. Okay, hey, Robert Yang, it's still on your screen. Except, I'm the most professional streamer, and I happen to have been blocking the screen. You don't know how many windows I have up on here. I got a lot of windows, and it's completely unorganized. It's a complete disaster. Complete disaster. I need a producer so bad. I need a producer so freaking bad, you guys. But the problem is I'm too scatterbrained to be able to have, like, that person, whatever producer I had or whatever like backseat driver we had, they would not have a good time. They just would not have a good time because of how scatterbrained I am. It would not be, they would be very stressed, and I would have to apologize profusely for that. Anyway, a change.org petition calling for payment processors and activist groups to, quote, stop controlling what we can watch, read, or play was launched on July 17th. The petition claims MasterCard and Visa are interfering with legal entertainment and demands, quote, the right to choose the stories we enjoy without moral policing. So far, it has accrued more than 150,000 signatures. Meanwhile, gamers and developers are sharing the phone numbers of major payment companies and encouraging people to call and complain. Oh, that's what I did. How much RAM do you have? I have 128. I just upgraded it. I think it's 128. It's whatever the 121 is. I think it's 128. I literally just did it at the top of the year. In January, I upgraded the RAM. What happens next? It is hard to know for sure. With sustained consumer pressure, payment processors may reconsider their position, but it may also be challenging for anti-censorship voices to muster political support due to prevailing legislative wins surrounding online adult content. The UK this month enacted stricter regulations regarding the age verification for internet users wanting to access adult content, while the EU has drafted guidelines for similar systems. Consequently, it is likely that the new rules will remain in place at Steam and itch.io, at least for the immediate future. But the fallout has drawn attention to the power that payment processors wield and the lack of clarity surrounding their rules. Let's go, Guardian. Hell yeah, dude. That's exactly it. Because of this, they may tread more cautiously when responding to pressure from advocacy groups in the future. This article was amended on July 30th, 2025. An earlier version stated that the game's last call in Consumi had been de-indexed on the platform as a result of the payment. However, last call has not been affected and Consumi was not previously indexed. Wow. Okay, you were close. You were close to getting 100% here. This is what I mean, look, guys, I opened the show talking about this and saying that what's important is to discuss the concepts that, yeah, is there an ideologue group running rampant? Yeah, absolutely. That's one problem. There are plenty of creators who are addressing this in their own ways. I don't really care about that as much. I care about the fact that the credit card companies are continuing to run rampant, and now the world is being exposed to what business owners like myself have already known forever. The credit card companies can destroy you at the snap of a finger if they chose to. Like, the credit card companies are Thanos. You could be doing nothing wrong and you're gone. Your processors are gone. You're zapped out of existence. And they don't have to answer your phone calls. You could call them. Hey, I'm a business owner. Please help. My credit card processor's down. And they're going to say, click, because you revealed who you are, and they could just refuse to talk with you ever again. And then if you got legal involved and you had lawyers involved, they could, in theory, fabricate stories that say that you were engaging in foul play with their service, or you were infringing upon the agreement that you would not besmirch the credit card processor that you were working with. And kaput, you're done. Your social security's fried, numbers fried, your business is fried, your spouse is fried, your business partners are fried too. All because these companies can do that. So as we tie up this story, let's just look at a couple more really quick things, because this has changed. There has been some details that have popped up. Firstly, if we look on geez, I almost said Steam. If we look on Twitter X, and this happened, yesterday? August 1st, 2 days ago. MasterCard put out a statement here. And this is a ridiculous statement. And I know everybody's been covering this. We're just going to talk about it real quick. Look, MasterCard news. This is directly from MasterCard. Clarifying recent headlines on gaming content. Oh, shit. Okay, I pause here because I just realized something myself. Let me read this and then I'll explain. MasterCard has not evaluated any game or required restrictions of any activity on game creator sites and platforms, contrary to media reports and allegations. Our payment network follows standards based on the rule of law. Put simply, we allow all lawful purchases on our network. At the same time, we require merchants to have appropriate controls to ensure MasterCard cards cannot be used for unlawful purchases, including illegal adult content. This is a whole bunch of corporate speak that doesn't really say anything, but tries to downplay the situations at hand. I said last night on Saturday Night Hypnosis, and I will say again because I still believe the point. I just understand it a little bit more. I don't understand why they did this. I don't understand why they made this statement. Because if we were to look at their stock price, if we look at the month, or if we look at their year to date, the stock price is still up year to date. Now, in the immediate month, okay, they're down 1.64%. There's still a $559 value, which is pretty damn high, okay? But even just today, or if we look the last 5 days, it's only down a percent, 1%. That's not that much in the grand scheme of how big this freaking company is. This company is still massive, right? We look at the 6 months. If we on the 6 months, it's only 0.72. They had worse blowouts earlier in the year in April. This is nothing. So for me, as somebody who pays attention to the stocks and stuff, I don't understand why they made this statement. What was the point in making this statement? And now I kind of have a little bit of a clue. It's in the title. Clarifying recent headlines on gaming content. Headlines. Headlines was the give. Headlines was the giveaway. Fuck. This is huge. Here's the situation. Here's what we're looking at. Collective Shout complains. The company takes down a bunch of games. The credit card companies take down a bunch of games. Gamers go ape shit on the internet, which is what's happening now. And then people are calling and complaining. Whether you are one of the 1,000 who work for Collective Shout, or maybe you're just a gamer that wants to complain. And now, because so many gamers are talking about it, the Access media picks it up. And we just read through an article proving that. The Access media clearly cares about this. And so that is where this statement comes in. They are trying to say that the allegations are perhaps unwarranted in the headlines of those articles. But then that brings up to me the point that I was making last night on SNH. This doesn't solve shit. This doesn't solve anything. It doesn't make the problems go away. It doesn't get people to stop calling and complaining. It only draws more attention to you and what you're doing. And the fact that you're trying to say that these are allegations just goes to show how badly it's going to be when you get caught for doing the thing that you're saying you're not doing. Savvy's already pointed it out. Shit, there's a whole bunch of tweets on this post proving that they're lying. In fact, let's take a look because it got community noted. Both Steam and Itch have stated their removal of adult content came from pressure by payment processors, including MasterCard. Here's a link to it. Furthermore, actually, that's the article that we read together. Furthermore, MasterCard and other payment processors have a documented history of refusing service to Japanese retailers over legal adult content because it's been happening for a long time. It's just so happened that this particular story at this particular plot point brings in the global gamers, man. It brings in all of the gamers. It's huge. So that's what this article was. That's what this post was for. It was to try and shoo away the negative article press. Clearly, it's not going to work. Clearly, it's not working. Last thing. Remember what I said before I share this last thing. Remember what I said. These companies that work with payment processors are not allowed to directly besmirch the names of the credit card processors that they work with. It is part of the arrangement. Okay? With that in mind, we are about to look at GOG because of GOG is doing something very, very interesting here. And this has been going on for the last few days. Okay. GOG, which for those of you who don't know, is a store similar to Steam. It is similar to itch.io. It is a store for video games. In 24 hours, 1 million people have claimed the freedom to buy games as shown their support. The response is so much beyond our expectations that our team needs to work around the clock to maintain the stability of the platform. For people who had difficulties claiming the games, we're expecting the action, expanding the action by a few hours. Take action quickly. And remember, any DRM-free game you get and download from GOG can never be taken away from you. Any game that disappears today becomes exponentially harder to revive later. This is part of an effort that GOG is making. Censorship is quietly deciding which games you can buy. We are fighting back. Some games vanish, not because they broke the law, but because someone decided they shouldn't exist. For 48 hours, these games are free because if a game is legal, you should be free to buy it. Here's the thing. See, by pointing it out in this way, by pointing everything out in this way, they have made it expressly clear that there is a problem, there is a censorship issue, but they are not besmirching who it is. And so if we scroll down, it's a whole bunch of Gooner games. It's a bunch of Gooner games, which I think is very funny. I think that's very silly. It's like, you think of how like, oh, this is very serious. Yes, censorship is very serious. Yeah, corporate corruption is very serious. Scroll down. Oh my God, it's a bunch of Gooner games. It's like comic relief to a story, It is like comic relief to a story. These games are at risk of disappearing. We believe that if a game is legal, you should be able to buy it now and decades from now. We fight back by making these games visible, accessible, and undeniable. Freedom to buy is freedom to create. Made possible, and then here are the games that are listed. Notice on this page... okay, well, here, let's read this. Disclaimer. No, don't zoom in on the Gooner games. Scroll down. Here's in the footer. Want it to gift a game as part of the protest? Contact us. Okay. Disclaimer. All games part of Freedom to Buy are legal in their respective jurisdictions. Ah, that's important. This campaign is a statement against censorship. Did you note they never say censorship against who? Did you note that they never say censorship against what particular entity? This is the best that they could do under the circumstances that they are in, because they cannot explicitly say it is MasterCard. They cannot explicitly say that it is Visa. They cannot explicitly say that it is the credit card processors that they themselves rely on to run their operation and to run their business. Okay? So I have to give them props to doing it in this way. It is a bunch of Gooner games. I'm not redeeming this. So, yeah. It's this is an important story, and it's kind of ongoing. And I'll say again what I've been saying the whole time is I don't know the best solution. I don't have the best way ahead. But I believe that the best thing you can do right now is, if you are credit card holders, if you have Visa, if you have MasterCard, if you have American Express, if you have Discover, and you're upset with this, then the best thing you can do is call the phone number on the back of the card and tell them why you're upset and complain. That's what you do. That is the solution that I see ahead. That is the only thing that I see as an option in front of us right now. Until that changes, that's what we should all do. But you should also tell people. You should also tell people that you know what's going on. You need to go and tell others. It can't just be us. Like, it can't just be content creators. It can't just be you and I having this conversation, right? It's got to. There is work to be done for you too. There is work to be done for all of us. Keep talking about this. Keep telling people about this. Spread the word. Make your voice heard, and tell people what's going on. The best way to fight back against corporate corruption is for the buyers to take back control. It's not to explode the system and install some Marxist utopian bullshit. That doesn't exist. We live in the system that we actually have way more control on than we're led to believe. What it comes down to is the buyers have to start fighting back. You got to start being comfortable with being a little more uncomfortable. So there is that. Oh, this is a really great comment. I can't believe censorship got worse when the internet is available and people could be more educated about all this. Instead, it's worse. Well, see, that's kind of the thing. The internet has made us lazy in a way, right? The internet has made it very, very easy for us to access information. And what happens to human beings when things become easy? We take things for granted. We really do. Like, when we're given things, we tend to take a lot of that for granted. It's just part of, like, nature. The things that you have to work hard for, you yourself value a lot more. When you have to work really hard to get your car, right? Like, when you're a kid and you got to get your first car, if it's given to you, you don't necessarily value it that much. But when you have to buy it yourself and you have to work really hard for it and you have to take out the loan on it, or shit, you're paying in cash and you're buying your car in cash, and it's, 1980. So it's a little different. So I do think that the internet, while being a wonderful tool that has connected us all around the world, it's also made us take for granted how important knowledge and information is. Absolutely. Great question. Wizard, when is your next video going up? Gosh, I hope it's soon. But I have to do fake portal work right now, and that is taking up my entire day. I actually, right now, I have to drive back home. We got a family emergency I got to go back to in a couple of days. So I'm working around the clock right now to get Fake Portal done, and the next video I have is going to be about video games again. We interviewed a lot of people. We were at an event this past week, actually yesterday. We were at an event yesterday. It was actually, I could show this off. I should show this off. We were at Bell County Comic-Con yesterday. Bell County Comic-Con in Texas. And we had a great time. We interviewed a lot of people. And it's going to be another interview series video about video games. So, yeah, that's going to be the next one. Yeah, Fake Portal where all indie is welcome, right? Indie video games, yeah. But you have to, like, submit the form or send us the information or tell us about your game. Yeah, that seems like it's got a slant of negativity on it, and I don't really care for that. But chat, this is a great example of, like, you can never do enough. You never do enough. Never do enough. You can never satisfy everybody. And that is a life lesson. That is a very important life lesson. You can do a lot. You can give and give and give, and there will still be people who find ways to bitch in some way because it'll never be enough. There's still going to be negative people, even though you try to be as transparent as possible. You can never make everybody happy. It's a life lesson. Against the Tide says, will you be going to the Salt Lake Fan X? Let me look this up. Let's look this up. Salt Lake Fan X. When is it? September 27th. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to look into this. Let's see who's going. Who's going to Fan X? Okay, a whole bunch of Doctor Who people. Danny Elfman, Alec Baldwin. I hear he's a straight shooter. Who else is going? Chevy Chase, Brad Garrett, Frank Grillo, Ben Barnes. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of celebrity talent going to this one. Henry Winkler. This is cool. I've never heard of this one until just now. It just keeps going. There's a lot of people. Cool. Will I be going? I don't know yet. I have to find out. It's still a little early on. We have to try and see if we're invited or see if we're allowed to go or really see if it's in the budget, because going to all these things is really expensive, you guys. Going everything. Going to all of the events is getting it's eating in the budget for what we're able to do, and Fake Portal is getting expensive quickly too. So we're doing things. Remember, I've always said, like, YouTube, we don't make a profit on any of the YouTube money. Like, it's all going back into YouTube. We don't really see any of that. It just goes back into, like, we're not here to, like, grift, right? We're here to actually, like, have these conversations and build infrastructures to get more games out there. That's what's important to me. So if we can, we will try really hard. That's all I could say. Okay. We have one more topic for the day. We have one more quick topic. This is going to be so fast, you guys. This is going to be a quick topic. From That Park Place, Marvel's Fantastic Four First Steps plummets 66% in second weekend, raising alarms for the MCU's future. Shout out to Marvin. In a stunning blow to Marvel Studios, the Fantastic Four Fantastic Four Death March has experienced a stunning second weekend box office drop, one of the steepest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's history. The film absolutely cratered in week 2 by 66%, earning just $40 million domestically. That's all I wanted to cover here. Like, hey guys, we're seeing that this is the end of Marvel. This is truly like a complete and absolute failure in every regard. Fantastic Four. It was a mid-tier mediocre, like kind of 6.5, 7 out of 10 film. It's not that great. It's not horrible. It's entertaining for sure. It has positive values in it. It's a fun watch. It's not incredible. But it is a flop, you guys. And for this to be a flop, considering that every Marvel film this year has been a flop, that is concerning, knowing that we're going into, like, what's the next film that's coming out is Spider-Man Brand New Day. And we know what the heck just happened. My whole screen just refreshed. What in the heck was that? What in the heck was that, StreamYard? Is my audio still? I hope my audio is still coming in. What the heck? What in the heck? Why is it doing that? I hope you guys aren't seeing. Okay. Are we here? I think we're here. Are we live? Now I got to check the things. Chat, are we live? Okay, we're still here. Jeez. My whole screen refreshed and everything started like flickering. And just on StreamYard, not the whole computer. Anyway, all right. Is Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man Brand New Day going to be enough to carry into Doomsday? Is it going to be enough to carry into Avengers? I don't think it is. I don't. I don't think it's going to be enough. So it'll be very interesting for us to see how Avengers goes down. I'm curious to see where Fantastic Four is going to land and how badly this thing is going to flop. 66% in the second weekend is not good. And it also goes to show just how much of a front loading this film had, which is a term I did not know existed until this film. Front loading. Wild. Very interesting. It's an interesting concept. I had never considered being a thing. Front loading, the idea that all of the people that were interested in seeing it went to see it as soon as it opened, and then no one else gave a shit. That's nuts. That's totally nuts. You know, but we look, Brave New World, 68 drop, 70% Quantumania, 67 for Love and Thunder. But remember, Love and Thunder still was really big because a lot of people went. So a lot of people saw that Thor movie. A lot of people did. So this is very interesting, and we're just going to keep talking about it because it's an interesting topic, man. Watching the MCU fizzle out and destroy itself under the weight of its own hubris is something that's going to be studied for many years to come. They're going to talk about this in universities and on many YouTube channels. Okay, let's tie things up here, my friends. It has been a very long stream. We have covered a lot of stuff here today. Where did I go? Why did it pulled me off the stage? This is ridiculous. Completely inappropriate for the most professional streamer. Guys, right now, for those of you who have just been joining us, we have got fakeportal.com is going to be going live in a few days. We're just showing it off for the first time now. It is about to be a gigantic directory of indie developed games with many more to come. This is all being built in real time. So it's very exciting. And I invite you to be a part of it. Fakeportal.com. Sign up for our newsletter. It will be going out in just a few days. And if you click on the pages when they are active, which we're going to be inviting people to try it out through our Discord, probably by the end of today, we'll be putting up some kind of invitation. On here, you're going to see all of the information that we have on these games. Price coming soon. We could all the links link out to Steam or the respective links that we have been given from developers or what we're able to find. Updates from developers. A lot more to go here. This is going to be an entire update system for you to like let us know what things need to be updated on the specific game pages, new games added. If you want to support us, this is the best way we know how. This is supporting us through our other company, which is RW Golden from our matcha company. Fake Portal remains completely free. There are no subscriptions. There are no outside ads. There is no Google AdSense. This is to protect you, to protect us, and to protect the developers. It's a completely free resource that we are self-funding, and if you want to help us with that, you can buy matcha, and you're getting something else for it, which I think is pretty good because it's a pretty good product. It's a pretty good drink. It's a really, really good drink. That's going to tie up things here today. Join the Discord, Fake Wizard. No, geez. WizardSanctuary.com. Join the Discord. That is going to be the best place to get access to all of these things. Let's see. Is there anybody live that we can raid? Anybody live? We can raid right now. Chat, who should we raid? And, all right. Chat, tell me who we got to raid. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to read this. Real Life Fake Wizard, I looked up who's taking money from Visa or MasterCard through Open Secret, and the results show that Dems got more than Republicans from either of them. I would say more, but don't have space. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It doesn't surprise me. Wait, how do I... Okay, I'm trying to see who we can raid. I can't raid Kirsha. I don't know why. There's no way for me to raid Kirsha. It is not allowing me. Here, let me try one more time. Kirsha. No. It won't let me do it, chat. Let me try to refresh. Maybe it's the page itself because I'm seeing a stream on here that I know is not active right now. Let's do this together. This is the most professional stream on the internet. We don't make mistakes here. We don't blubber our way through things here. Come on now. Nope. Let's see. This is really getting out of control. Gamers, rise up. Oh, boy. You know what we're going to do? We're going to raid Valiant Renegade. His stream hasn't started yet, but I want you to go over there, and we're going to go over to Valiant Renegade's chat, and we're just going to drop Wizard Raid, okay? Unless, you know what? Dang it. I got to try one more time because now it's personal. Now it's personal. Why can't I raid Kirsha's channel? It's not coming up. And I know she's live. So, yeah, let's do it. We're going to raid Valiant Renegade. Let's go over there and say Wizard Raid here on YouTube. Until next time, my friends, create, innovate, inspire. Shout out to Freddie. Freddie Colton here, my man. Good guy. Check out his channel. Hypnotic. Great stream, Real Fake Wizard. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my man. Shout out to Hypno. And go watch Saturday Night Hypnosis from last night. That was a really great show. There's plenty of things to do here on the internet. But until next time, create, innovate, inspire. And for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.